you don't get the references. You don't understand the street names. You don't understand the neighborhoods that they're describing in the songs if you don't live there.
Yeah.
And so that's where I understand that point, right? It's like how could you understand the cultural references if you've never lived there?
The scope becomes more and more narrow to exclude me.
What?
No, because it's kind of like, you learn from these people, oh, they're not authentic because they're stage dancers, Oh, you learn from these people, like, oh, they're, it's just commercial tango. You might know it, you might think it's tango in the United States, but here in BA, we all laugh at them.
If you dance tango, you've probably heard this phrase before. No matter where you live or no matter where you dance tango, you've probably heard someone say this: "That's not real tango." And they apply it to so many different things. And so we're going to spend this episode talking about what exactly is quote unquote real tango. To me, if someone was, and this is probably a really long-winded answer, but I think for me, what real tango is it's really this subtle connection with your partner in an improvised moment to the music in some way, shape, or fashion. And I know that sounds very general, but I think what a lot of people describe as what real tango is, it's not necessarily about the excess of movement, but it's how you can show care for your partner and the quote-unquote connection with your partner without showing like there's a lot of physicality behind it. And so to me, that's what I think a lot of people boil down real tango to be, in a nutshell. And I think it could be applied in many different ways, obviously. When I see it, it's kind of one of those things like when you see it done, it's like, that's tango. That's really tango. And it's almost like this really ultra sensitivity with your partner, and to be able to move as one, and to not care about trying to do anything external or try to care to show off in any way, but just to encapsulate the music and almost like and not worry about how perfect the step is or how fancy it is, but just authentically moving yourself in a way to the music in a kind of free way. I guess I'll put it that way for now. What do you think?
This is a tough one for me because, there was a time when I would really search for authentic tango, whatever that means. Everyone has a different idea of what authentic is. Mm-hmm. And I would just go, well, of course, like the authentic tango is taught by the masters, right? Like, who are the masters? Like, we got Javier Rodriguez. I went with people like Jorge Torres because he's been who's one of the biggest influences to me. And also, Leandro Lila, all these people I would call a master. But the problem I see is that the more I dig into the culture of what is authentic tango, the scope becomes more and more narrow to exclude me.
What?
No, because it's kind of like, you learn from these people, oh, they're not authentic because they're stage dancers, Oh, you learn from these people, like, oh, they're, it's just commercial tango. You might know it, you might think it's tango in the United States, but here in BA, we all laugh at them, right? Oh, that's not authentic tango because it's not taught by an Argentine person, even though I love, let's say, Loran and Gian Piero, or, oh, that's nuevo, that's not real tango. So it's kind of hard, and I think the more I ask or the more I try to find out, it's like, okay, these people are dancing tango? No, because they're not Argentine. Or these people are not dancing tango, they're Argentine, but they're not from the area, Oh, those people are not dancing tango, because they, you really dance tango to know the tango culture, you got to be a porteño from like BA or like from the Rio Plata area. So, I'm just gonna flat out say, like, you know what, I don't know what real tango is anymore. No, because it's like, I'm at the point right now. It's like, why struggle when at any corner someone's just gonna say you don't know it because it's some esoteric thing that I know and you don't know. I'm like, okay, fine. I'm not gonna argue against that because I don't have I don't have the energy to argue against it anymore.
To me, I think it comes down to a lot of people's definition ultimately boils down to the elegance of what tango should be, right? Like the older generation, they would often say, oh, these younger dancers, they fly around, they move like elephants, they let's like trample around. And I understand that. It's like their understanding of true tango is really like moving in a way where you are subtle, where it's a subtle movement, where it's like it's a feeling that you try to capture in your dance, right? It's not movement for movement's sake, but it's how do you capture a feeling, whether it's a feeling of sorrow, a feeling of longing, and that's why so many people, say, oh, you need to learn the words, you need to learn the lyrics, you need to learn the things, because it's going to that direction where you need to try to capture that feeling of what the story is being said, or the singer is trying to encapsulate with the emotion of their voice or the words that they're saying. And so I understand that element, and to do it, to capture that feeling in an elegant way. And now we just kind of see all these performances, and you say stage, all these kind of things, like for those kind of ardent people that say the real tango is that, they look at people like staccato, staccato, boleo, boleo, hey, gancho, gancho. That to them is not real tango, because that is like, it's not really capturing the emotion, the feeling of it in an elegant way.
Yeah.
In a more simplistic, elegant way.
Okay. Yeah, I get what you're saying there, but also it's like, sometimes I feel like in my head, I'm thinking I'm dancing in a simplistic, elegant way. And someone would just go, no, you're not doing it. You don't have tango. You don't have the real tango. Or like, oh, you're just an American, silly American, So it's, that's why I think I just stopped. I stopped caring,
Stopped caring.
I do what I like to do, whether it's authentic or not. I enjoy what I like to do. It makes me happy. I have friends who I train with. I have a teacher that I follow, and someone might just go, oh, that person's a joke over here, that person's a joke over there. Like, oh, no one knows who this person is. He's not famous. It's like, I'm just I don't care.
It's to me like these people that are advocating, and I respect them. I'm kind of like, I'm not going to go to where Rob is at. I understand. At least I'm trying to understand a little bit better of what they're trying to capture. To me, the clarification that I've learned in the 13 years of dancing tango is that tango is not a dance. It's not something. It's not like I don't know, rumba or bachata. It's something deeper than that. It's a culture. It's something that goes beyond just the movement. And so I get that. It's just, I don't know. I think that it's hard to classify, and I think that for a lot of these times, I just hear it so often from these people, just like, that's not tango, this is not tango, that's not the real tango, and it's almost kind of wears on you. It's almost like, you almost snap to the point of Rob, where it's just like, I don't care anymore. I haven't snapped completely like Rob has, but I will say that it is something that I think I try to search for myself, because I think for me, this journey of tango for me is really about my own self-expression, and how can I use that, how can I find my own self-expression in this cultural dance form. And so, yeah, I think that's where I lie right now.
I think that's cool. But I guess here's the other thing. Like, what if someone were to just kind of go, no matter what you do, if you're not because we're in the States, we don't have the cultural apparatus of, let's say, of Buenos Aires, where there's that whole. Because yes, we say it takes a village, but what if it takes, to some people, to actually be culturally immersed, you need a BA village. You don't, you can't just take a village of Argentine people who came over here to actually.
Yeah, because there's all this symbolism, there's all these cultural examples, there's all these references, right? So I understand that you don't get the references, you don't understand the street names, you don't understand the neighborhoods that they're describing in the songs if you don't live there.
Yeah.
And so that's where I understand that point, right? It's like how could you understand the cultural references if you've never lived there? And so I understand that point. Mm-hmm. I get it.
Yeah, no, I guess it's just one of those things where because like I feel like I don't have. Because I don't see myself just stopping my life and spending 5 to 10 years in BA. So it's like, well, if I'm not going to do that,
do I just quit now? Or just...
I'm already doing what I'm doing.
Yeah.
And I love what I'm doing.
Yeah.
So, if I'm not going to go that route or I don't see that route as a possibility in my future, I'm not young. I'm like, if I started in my 20s, I might pick that up and go. I'm out I'm on my my mission to Mecca to find the real tango.
The pilgrimage.
Dude, I'm 46. I'm
Happy birthday, by the way.
Oh, thanks. Yeah. I'm 46. I've been doing this for a bit. My career's on a certain trajectory. I don't see myself just dropping everything and just doing like a whole tango immersion in BA. It's just not in the cards for me because realistically, what am I going to do with it? Am I going to stop my career? Am I going to stop my possibility of having a family? Yeah. I'm going to stop all this stuff just to find the real tango and maybe it might take 10, 15 years for me because I got to learn the language, now I got to immerse myself in the culture. I need the financial backing to live in BA. Yeah. It's honestly, it's just not in the cards for me, and it's okay. So the buck stops here for me.
I think for people like us that live in America, I think it will have to evolve in a certain way. It's I want to make this connection to hip hop or rap. It's kind of like hip hop if you think about it, came from the boroughs of New York, and they use a lot of cultural references growing up in New York and New York City and all these different the different boroughs in New York. And so it's kind of like before, it's like if you were from anywhere else outside of New York, that's not real rap, that's not real hip hop. And it took decades, and now you see, there's the South that have their own style of rap. There's West Coast that has their own style of rap. There is,
Korean rap.
Yeah, and so I feel like you see it evolve to other things. And no, it's not exactly like the Bronx and Brooklyn and uptown kind of things where your cultural references where you see New York rap. But I think it will change in time, and maybe that will come in tango too. Where it's if everything doesn't have to, even though all the songs reference some place in Argentina or Buenos Aires. Maybe, if tango keeps progressing, maybe we get newer music or newer tango music that is made that people dance to and that have different references. And maybe it takes its own life.
Yeah, it's possible. I guess if that happens in my lifetime, that'd be great. But I'm just being realistic of my trajectory. It's just, again, this is one of those things where I'm happy with what I'm doing. I'm still learning. I'm still growing, and some might just go, Rob, you're wasting your time. I'm like, I don't think I'm wasting my time. So yeah, am I more culturally aware? Probably not. I think if anything, right now it's an exercise of movement and precision. And I know people just kind of go, oh well. You can dance salsa, then you can dance all these other things because that's just movement, right? But
it's the elegance.
It is, but I think elegance comes from the mastery of the body. Mm-hmm. So I want to think of it more of. So I'm going to take it back a bit. So one of the things you'll hear people talk when people learn karate, for example, they'll say when you get your black belt. That's when your journey to learn karate begins. And everyone just think, oh, you're a black belt, you're an expert, right?
Yeah.
But really what it is, the
out.
first 9 belts, whatever, that's like the prerequisite to get your body ready to then learn and master karate.
Yeah,
you know?
I think the same thing can be said for tango.
Yeah, and that's the thing. It's like, so
It's probably after like 20 years or so, now you're ready to learn
maybe,
tango.
yeah, it's possible, and that's what I mean. Like, so I just want to master the move. Like, you know, what? Like I'm not a black belt tango person yet. I'm probably more like, you know, like. So if you don't know anything about the Japanese system, it goes first cue to ninth. It goes ninth cue to first cue. So I'm probably somewhere like in the belt system. I'm probably like fifth cue or sixth cue, fifth cue or fourth cue. So I mean like a little bit more until I so I'll probably have like maybe 4 more levels until I finish that prerequisite and I can go. Yes, now I could
Finally start to
learn the culture and appreciate all that stuff. But
yeah,
no, for me right now, it's moving and fun.
That's
No, I mean, I have no shame to say. I have no, you know, if people like dancing with me because I'm fun with my movements, that's great. But you know, yeah, that's it.
It also, because you hear a lot of complaints now, especially with the. You know, I hear a lot of people say, even in Buenos Aires, like a lot of the younger dancers, all they dance to now is just like a lot of D'Arienzo and a lot of like Pugliese, a lot of like, but not a lot of like these kind of more
Traditional?
traditional older, like, you know.
Like the D'Agostino?
Yeah, like not a lot of D'Agostino, not a lot of like Rodriguez, not a lot of these kind of, you know, earlier 30s and like mid 30s to early 40s type orchestras.
Really? Like early? Like that's what we play the most here.
Yeah, here. Well, what I'm saying is I hear this is what I hear.
So so they're playing like late 60s there or something?
Not like 60s, but just like a lot of like rhythmic, heavy da 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 da.
So here's the other funny idea, and this is borderline blasphemy for a lot of people, but what if the real tango is supposed to fade away because there's not a demand for it? You know, if there was a demand, like, I mean, it's kind of like, I feel like sometimes people, it's almost like when you look at martial arts, people just kind of go, oh, it's been watered down, it's so gross, it's not the way it used to be. You know, people are just buying black belts, you know. And I get that. Yeah. But like, maybe that's like, in a sense, maybe that's how tango's being saved because the commercial demand is not in that direction. And maybe like, it might be like bell bombs, like the authentic, the real tango comes back, makes a comeback later. But you know, there has to be a period where at least it survives because like, it's like, if there's no demand for it, it just dies on the vine. And then what is real tango lost forever? Because like, I think that's, a lot of these people who kind of subscribe to this idea of the authentic real tango, it's like the masters that they adore, there's only like a handful left because it's like the old milongueros that are still going to milongas and like they're what, 80?
You know? A lot of those guys are gone. Like we're losing them by the second here.
So that's the thing. It's like I guess part of me wonders if there's no demand for it and this side of tango dies per se, does that just mean that tango's now evolved and now it's becoming like the commercial rhythmic stuff that everyone complains about?
Becoming more movement oriented, right?
Yeah.
It's,
and maybe
losing its cultural significance.
Yeah.
Losing its elegance.
Yeah, but like, what if that's supposed to happen because that's part of the evolution? You know, I mean, like, I know people are gonna be like, oh, Robert, that's blasphemous, you know? Because like, you know, we should preserve everything about tango. I'm like, yeah, you know, like for those people who want that, sure, you know? But, you know, where are all those people who want it? No, it's, you know, like, I'll be honest with you. You play Guardia Vieja like, I'm gonna fall asleep. You play Guardia Vieja for me, you know. I like if you're one of those people out there, oh, we need to preserve 1920s De Caro. I'm like, oh, yeah, you know, like that's not me, you know. And it's like part of me. It's sad that I'm coming to a point where I have to accept that I'm a tango sellout. No, because I've sold out to the commercial, you know? Yeah. It's like, I love commercial, like I love my McTango, like I love my McDonald's tango, you know? Yeah. I love it. And
And this is actually an interesting connection to the rap thing I was talking about earlier, because rap used to have like a cultural significance in the sense that it was socially conscious. There was a lot of conscious rap where they talked about like certain problems or change or equality. Now you just hear all the party rap and
gangster rap and
not even gangster rap, just rap that just like whatever, just who cares if it makes sense? Just is gonna go with the rhythm, right?
is that booty rap?
I don't know, whatever you want to call it, but yeah, like the lyrics don't even matter anymore. It's just about the rhythm and how they say certain things, and so I can see like interesting parallel.
Yeah. Me, that's your episode. Are you a Tango? Are you a Tango sellout?
Tango sellout.
I am.
Well, I mean, rap's more popular than it's ever been.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I think it
And
sounds
the
like trash.
quality, the quality. A lot of people say the quality is trash.
Yeah. So
Is that what we're trending towards?
it's
Or has it
save the authentic tango because we're headed towards trash.
Interesting.
You know, I because I'm a trashy person, I'm going to totally embrace this.
Yeah, what do you guys think? Let us know in the comment section what you think about what real tango is to you, and whether or not we touched on it or grazed on it or missed it completely. We would like to know, because yeah, we hear this thrown around all the time. I've met different people, and I've obviously heard 1,000 different variations of this thing, but we would still like to know, what is your own interpretation of what you know real tango to be? We would like to know. But I thank you so much for watching, and we will catch you on the next one.
Thanks for tuning in to this episode of Left Foot, Right Foot.
We appreciate your support, and make sure you click that subscribe button and that like button. It really helps with the algorithm, and also you receive all our latest updates. Thank you.